Welcome back, everyone. I'm on DragonHeir Silent Gods. This is one of the two games that I've been waiting for this year to bring me out of hibernation, and I will be covering this game full-time on this YouTube channel, so subscribe for videos before this goes global release. I'm going to be coming out with videos. I'm on the beta server right now, so I can bring you gameplay, and we can go over everything that you need to know about the game. I'm going to go kind of quickly through this because I want to show you gameplay, I want to show you gear farming, and the heroes we can collect, of course, and the mechanics in the game. This game is amazing. I'm excited. I have a link down below that you can actually go to pre-register the game, but I'm not paid to do this at all. I'm just lucky enough to know the developers and to be able to bring you gameplay of this game before it comes out, but I'm not paid a cent, and I don't care because this is what makes me get up now and do videos. I'm also waiting on Project Knights, which is going to come out in probably the next 30 days, which I'll be covering on my second channel. We played a lot of that beta, but that's a different game. We'll talk about it a different time. I've got a video coming out for this game in 2 days from now, which I need you guys, I need the help, because if it's true what's in the video that I'm going to bring about DragonHeir Silent Gods, it's going to be insane. It's going to be the biggest thing we've ever seen in any game out there. And if you're a Raid Shadow Legends player or any kind of dark fantasy lover like that, you're going to love what's coming for this. Seriously, it's insane. Let's get into the game. Let's show some gameplay really quick. You can see some of the heroes. We've got legendaries, we've got epics, we've got rares. We'll come back and go over some of their skills. We'll talk about the gear that we can farm because there's so much gear in this game. You're really familiar with a lot of it. I'm sure we've got 2-piece set with attack percentage, crit rate. Then we've got a 3-piece set where we'll ignore additional 25% of the defense. So if you've played a lot of games like this, where you gear farm for the variable stats and you roll on those, then you'll be really familiar with this. Also, when you roll for gear, before we get into the gameplay, it's instantaneous. There's no failing, which is nuts. So if we go to enhance and we want to enhance it to 6, we just need the gold necessary to do that. We hit the button and there's no failure. It just goes right up to 6, 12, 16, and you're done. So that's wild compared to all the other games that I've played. It doesn't matter what it is, Summoner's Wars, Raid Shadow Legends, Dislight, all of them have a failure rate when it comes to ones where you just use coins like that. We also have a legendary slot where there's a lot of legendary items. Sure, I have access to them all. We'll talk about how to get these later on. I'll equip them later on in following videos, so make sure you subscribe. Let's get into the gameplay really quick. The map is amazing. This is us going around the map, doing a journey. We've got dice rolls galore in this game. We, of course, can forage and salvage because in our camp here, we can cook. We have cooking, we have our forge. Like we have in all games, we also have a market that we can buy things from daily, and then we have other stuff to unlock in here. We'll go over this in another video. Let's get into some combat. So when you go to your adventure, we can go to our journal, and the journal will take us, because we have fast travel in this game, because the map is big. There's a lot of stuff to go around and do. Let's go over here and fight this guy. And we're gonna go into a dungeon battle here, which should last pretty long. I'm going to show you how to see our buffs and debuffs. If you want to look at, let's go down to level 3. I don't want to take on 4. We can see what the minions do here on the side. We can see what he does as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and you can place your units. You saw the big grid where we can place our units in different ways. I placed it so my main tank would go up to the enemy first and be attacked right away. And I have my DPS spread out just in case the enemy does some kind of big AoE nuke. Maybe it's like a centralized nuke. I don't know yet. I'm not that familiar with the game, but I can tell you that in all games, it could be like that. There could be a centralized nuke or something that happens. My middle caster here in the back will do a totem. He'll get buffs up. We can see the buffs here. Right there, we've got attack speed. We've got total damage up. And then here, we've got a damage meter, an ongoing damage meter while we play the game. How much would you love having this in all the other games that you play? At the end, of course, we have a summary where we can see all the healing and the damage done for each of our units. This guy in the middle, though, like I was saying, the caster in the middle, he actually does a bolt that bounces between our allies and the enemy. I've got it on full auto right now, full auto casting of the skills, so it's doing it all on its own. But he's got a bolt that bounces, and if it hits the allies, it'll heal. If it hits enemies, it'll do damage. So since he's placed here, it should be hitting our 2 guys and healing them. But this tank here that does shields along with massive damage. We've got our guy on the horse that does debuffs, decreased healing, decreased attack. We've got our AoE, we got a nuker at the bottom, the fire girl, Flora. You can see her damage number 2. And then we've got this archer elf right below me who does ignore defense on his main shot, like of 75%. He does crazy damage, but I've got a lot of gear on him. So he's doing more damage than everybody else. But these are videos that I'm going to come out with before the game even comes out. We're going to be talking about the highest damage dealers, the best tanks. We're going to go over all the gear in the game. We're going to talk about ways to get the gear and all the dungeons that we face. This is an equipment dungeon that we're running through right now. So when we do beat this, we'll be able to get some kind of equipment. I'm not sure which one yet, but equipment, right? Gloves, helmet, all that. Not the legendary piece that we saw, but all the rest. Looks like we're about to win here. We'll go look at the heroes. It's a 2% chance to get a legendary in this game. After 55 summons, we get a guaranteed legendary. Those are good odds, like really good odds compared to any other gacha games that I've played. I've played some really good ones. We get an Awakened Chaos Era in 101. We get a guaranteed legendary. Now, I don't know the value. There's no values in this game, monetary values of what things cost. So I don't know what things are going to cost us in this game yet. But at 55, that is really low. Oh, I forgot to go to the statistics to show you all the battle. Okay, we can do it in another video. Just follow me and you'll see continued content for this game. And I'm going to be covering this full time, like I said. There's a lot to do in this game. The game is also on Steam. You can play it on Steam, Android, and iOS. So you can play it on your PC on a beautiful PC client. And then you can jump from that and pick up the same game and play on your mobile device when you lay down or you leave the house. I am so glad this game has a PC client because I'm on it right now and it looks great. Let's go to the heroes and look over some of these heroes. We'll do some summons. These heroes look really good. That's why I like this game so much. Dark fantasy with this much detail and the gameplay that it has. Also, you know, for me, I've got to have the gear that we farm. I've got to be able to have these variable stat gear that we're just farming nonstop. That's the longevity of the game. There's PvP in the game as well. I'm sure there's some kind of guild system. I don't know yet, but I will get that information to you. I will find it in the game and we'll have it all out there. So these are armor set pieces. We can also sort by if we want attack, critical damage, all those kind of substats on here. So it's really easy to sort through. You can see all the different sets that we can go through here and find the sets that we want. We just got to find out where to go to get those, which dungeons to go. It's really nice though that this journal breaks down so much for you and it makes it really easy for us to go to these dungeons. These are materials for us to level up our heroes. We've got experience dungeons as well. Let's jump into this one. I've done this one already, but while I'm gabbing away, let's jump into this and see if we don't die. I think this one is a level 90 something and most of my heroes are 70. And she hits hard, really hard. But this one has 3 waves, like the traditional 3 waves that you're used to. Okay, we've got him. Let's move him here, there. Okay, so we've got our 2 tanks in the front, kind of tanks. I think they're more of DPS than actual literal tanks. I was playing this one legendary that I didn't think too highly of. He does poisons, he does healing for himself and shields for himself until we got to this boss that I'm facing right now. I don't have him in this group. But once we got there, everybody else died, and that guy just hung on. So we're talking about a solo legendary. We're going to do some testing on some rares. We're going to do testing on some epics. We're going to get into all of it. This doesn't look... Okay, it looks like we're doing all right. We're progressing through here. We're not losing. Everybody's staying topped off. The lizard tank that you see, and he just did that AoE fire flame, that puts a shield. It actually removes shields from the enemy and then puts a shield on all of us. If you remove shields from the enemy, it's bigger shields on us, I believe. And then he does some kind of healing. I don't quite understand how his healing works, but whenever I look at his healing ratio, it's pretty insane. When we're going through, all we can see is DPS here. Once we get to the end, we can see the actual healing. So for a game, you guys just don't understand how happy I am. I am so ready to start doing content creation all the time. I just need a game that I love, and this is one of them, and I'm so happy that it's coming out soon. I don't know how soon. I can't tell you right now, but we'll know shortly. We should know by the end of this month an exact date or a roundabout date to let us know when this is coming out. Because they did say it's going to be second quarter of 2023, which right now we're January, February, March, April, May, June. So sometime in there. And I'm hoping it's April not June, right? Not later on. I'm hoping it's sooner than later because I have access for this, I believe, for a little while, but not forever. I don't think up to the actual date. All right, that's it, everyone. I think you can tell how excited I am about this. Go pre-register for the game. Get ready. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all in a video soon.